Okay, so let's get started. So the first stitch that I want to show you is double crochet. So cast on by doing a slip knot and putting it over your hook. I'm just using some cotton cord so that you can see my stitches clearly and see what I'm doing, and I'm also using a 7mm hook. Just an aluminium hook is absolutely fine. So holding your yarn in your left hand and your hook in your right hand if you're right-handed, and just reverse this if you're left-handed. So what I want to do is I want to stop this knot from turning around on my hook, because that's not going to make it easy for me. So I'm just going to pinch hold of the top of my slip knot on my hook and wrap my yarn away from me and up and over the top of my hook. Okay, and then catching this yarn in my hook, I'm going to slide it through the one on my hook. Now I'm holding my slip knot in the same hand as my yarn, so that my right hand is just doing the pulling motion. So I'm going to pull that through like so, and that's one chain. Okay, I'm going to do that again. So yarn over and pull through. What you may find is that when you're learning is that you start to use your hands to move it over. That's absolutely fine. Most beginners do that, so that's fine. Don't beat yourself up if that's what you're doing. This motion will come with experience and with practice. So I've got 3 chains so far. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to chain up to 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I'm going to use this chain to show you the first stitch that crocheters learn, and that's the double crochet in UK terms, and in US it will be single crochet. So we want to skip this first chain here because trying to get our hook in there is quite tricky, and we want to move on to this chain here. That's where we're going to start our work. That allows a little bit of height as well, so that your work can turn. You're not going to pull your sides down. So insert your hook into that first chain. I'm just going to go through that top loop there, like so. Okay, so now what you'll have is you'll have 2 on your hook. Using the same motion as we did for chaining, want to yarn over, but this time just pull it through that first loop. So you've still got 2 on your hook, like so. And do that again, yarn over, but this time we want to go through both to complete the stitch. That's a double crochet. So moving on to the next one, I'll show you that again. So hook into your chain like so, yarn over, pull the yarn through the stitch, so you've got 2 back on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Let's do that again. So find your next stitch. Now if you're a bit worried about where you should be going because you feel there's a hole there, if you look you can see that these parts of the yarn have been worked into that stitch because they're looped around this part here. So that means this is the next free one. So I'm going to put a hook in the stitch, yarn over, pull through so you have 2 on your hook, yarn over again and pull through 2. Okay, and just keep doing that to the end. So hook in stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. This is your double crochet, your UK double crochet. So hook through stitch, yarn over, pull through, 2 on your hook, yarn over, through 2. And let's do that to the end. Through, 2 on your hook, yarn over, through 2. Find your next stitch. Okay, so there we have our first row of double crochet. Now of course we're going to want to build our work up, so before we do anything you just want to chain 1, and that allows us to move up, so it's like running up a little ladder. So yarn over and pull through one, just as we did at the beginning. We're not going into any stitches, we're just pulling through, like so. Okay. Now you want to turn your work over, and when I'm teaching, I say it's like being on a typewriter, which probably won't be significant for lots of people, but when you type along, you do a little ding, and then you go back to the beginning. So you want to go whoop, and you want to come back to the beginning of your work. If you turn your work up, so you're looking at it straight from the top, you'll see these what look like chains linking into each other. When I'm teaching, I say they look like little Pac-Men. Doop, doop, doop. And they have a top and a bottom, and these are the top loop and bottom loop. When you're learning, you will be putting your hook through both loops. As you become more advanced and more experienced, you may find that you'll be working through just the top loop or the bottom loop, and that will be said in the pattern. So we've chained and we've turned, and now what we want to do is put our hook back into the first stitch. So we find the first stitch, we're finding the two loops at the top, and we're putting it straight underneath. Yarn over, pull through, just as we did before, so we have two on our hook, yarn over, through two. Okay, find the next stitch, and here it is. So through both top and bottom, so you've got both on your hook, yarn over, pull through, so you have two on your hook, yarn over and through two. Let's do that again. Find your next stitch along, hook through, make sure you've got top and bottom, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through two. Okay, let's do that to the end. And there you have your double crochet, and these are rows. So we've done our first row, and this is our second row. Before you want to go on to any more rows, remember to chain between your rows and carry on like that. So the next stitch that I want to show you now is the half treble crochet. So I've chained 8 again, as we did with the double crochet, and what we want to do here is instead of working into the next stitch along, so not this one because that's too hard obviously, not this one because that doesn't leave us much room to wiggle, we want to work in the second chain from the hook. So that's the first chain, this is the second chain from the hook, because our hook is in this chain already. Okay, so yarn over, and we want to put it into our stitch, and yarn over, and pull up. So we have 3 on our hook this time, and yarn over, and pull through all 3, like so. There we go. Now I'm going to do that again, but much slower. I wanted to just demonstrate it to you first. So it's yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull your hook through just the stitch, just the chain stitch to start, and you'll have 3 on your hook. Yarn over, and I find that if you pull your work down, it opens up the bottom of these stitches so that it's easier for your hook to pass through all 3, like so. Yarn over, into your stitch, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3, like so. Yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all three, yarn over, into your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all three on your hook. There you go. Yarn over into the last stitch, yarn over, pull through, three on your hook, yarn over and pull through all three, like so. Now to turn our work for this, when you're reading a pattern it may say chain 1 or chain 2, so make sure you read the pattern. If you are working to do something for your own, out of your own head, or that you would like to just practice, chaining 1 or 2 is a complete preference. I tend to chain 1 because it gives slightly neater edges, but if you chain too tight that can pull the edges down, so you may want to chain 2. There are no rules, don't get hung up on this, just chain what you feel comfortable and turn. If you're learning, practice, have a go at chaining 1 and have a go at chaining 2, see which one feels better for you. Flip your work as before, so we're turning, looking down, you can see your stitches the same as before with the double crochet, yarn over, into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and through all three. This is quite a fiddly stitch and it will take a lot of practice. Yarn over, find the next stitch, remember to go through top and bottom, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through all three, yarn over, next stitch, yarn over, catching your yarn, pull through, yarn over, through all three. Remember this is our half treble crochet. Yarn over, so you've got 2 into your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and through all three, yarn over to the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and through all three, yarn over, next stitch, pull through and through all three, and there you have it, your half treble crochet. I want to show you a treble crochet, so I'm going to quickly chain 8, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to show you the treble crochet. So the double crochet is the shortest stitch, half treble is the next shortest, and treble is a longer version. So again, just like we did with the half treble, we want to go into this stitch here. So we're missing out this one here that we were working in when we did doubles, but we won't go in there because it doesn't allow us enough height for our stitch. So yarn over just as we did with the half treble, and this stitch is easier than the half treble. So if you're struggling with the half treble, then this is a good one to practice and come back to the half treble later. So yarn over, into your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, so now you've got 3 on your hook just like with the half treble, yarn over, pull through 2 this time, and now you've still got 2 on your hook, and next one, yarn over and through 2, so it's through 2, through 2, and that's our first treble. Yarn over, find your next stitch, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, we've got 3 on a hook, yarn over, pull through just the first 2, like so, and then you've now got new 2 on your hook. Yarn over through 2 to finish the stitch. Yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and again yarn over into your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, it's got 3 on our hook, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. So we've only got 2 more stitches left, so we're going to do that again. Yarn over before we go into the stitch, go into your stitch, yarn over, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and there we have a row of trebles. So now we want to come back again, so we want to chain 2 this time to give us enough height for our stitches to work along here. So turn your work, flip your work, and again find your stitches along the top. So before we even start, we want to yarn over, go into our first stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch first, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, like that. It's always a good idea to try and keep your work under your hook to stop it from turning or flipping. So yarn over through your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. I'm going to do that to the end. Just keep practicing. And what I have for you next are 3 projects, quick, easy designs, that are a fun way to practice these 3 stitches, and you get something at the end, which I think is really important when you're learning. Okay, and there we have our trebles. Thank you.